I'm gonna have to ask you to keep an open mind for this video. I am gonna show you some things that will make you question what we think about death and what we think about the dead. This is a topic that I don't talk about too much because it can go either way. So I wanted to do both sides. This will be one of 2 videos I release today. This video will be the side that leans towards zombies actually being real, and then there'll be another video with the other side of the argument. So without further ado, let's get into the evidence. Let's start off by talking about how scientists were able to raise a dead mouse after 5 minutes. Scientists from the University of California recently found a way to bring dead mice back to life. Their study has left the world wondering if we could apply the same technology to humans. The experiment was done by putting a drug in the mouse's bloodstream which stopped their cells from decaying. After 5 minutes, the animal was still considered dead, but researchers managed to bring them back. They say they were able to restore movement and brain activity in the mice. Not only that, but they were able to raise 12 of the rodents. Some of the mice even lived up to 2 weeks after being revived. It was described as reanimation. We won't get into the gory details of what they did to these poor mice, but if you want to know more, I'll link the article down below. But what happens to your body after you die? Your heart stops beating, your blood stops pumping, your skin becomes cold, and eventually your organs begin to shut down. That's why when someone dies, we put them in a coffin and bury or cremate them. Well, it turns out those processes may not be necessary if you have the right technology. One of the scientists said this discovery could help us save human lives in the future. What do you think about that? Could this be the first step in creating a zombie apocalypse? Let's talk about the island of the living dead. This next piece of evidence is going to blow your mind. There is an island that is inhabited by hundreds of people who are completely unaware that they are dead. It sounds like something from a horror movie, but it's true. The island is located in Brazil, and the locals seem to be in a state of permanent undeath. At first, scientists thought it was some kind of mass delusion, but after studying the residents, they found that the islanders really are dead. They don't seem to feel pain or emotions, and they're also immune to most diseases. What's even stranger is that the islanders don't seem to age. This means that they're technically immortal. There are about 400 people on the island who live without government, money, or technology. They spend their days fishing and farming and their nights sleeping around bonfires. They seem to be happy with their lot in life, even though they are dead. So what's going on here? How can so many people be dead and not realize it? One theory is that the islanders are victims of a rare medical condition called Cotard syndrome. People with this disorder believe that they're dead or parts of their body are dead. For example, a man with the condition might think he's already buried in his grave. Another possibility is that the islanders were exposed to some kind of chemical that killed them but didn't decay their bodies. Whatever the explanation, the island of the living dead is a fascinating place that challenges our understanding of life and death. How about this? An author predicted the zombie apocalypse 15 years before it happened. Chances are you've heard of the zombie apocalypse, whether it's in movies, TV shows, or books. But what if I told you that someone predicted it 15 years before it happened? You'd probably laugh at me, but it's true. In 2006, an author wrote a book about a zombie apocalypse, and it was eerily accurate. He predicted that the outbreak would start in Russia and that it would quickly spread around the world. He also predicted that the undead horde would be unstoppable and that humanity would be wiped out within months. But what is even crazier is that all of this happened exactly as the author predicted in 2021. So how did he do it? Well, the answer may surprise you. The author didn't just predict the zombie apocalypse by chance. He based his predictions on scientific research. He studied the work of experts in fields like virology and infectious disease to create a realistic scenario. He also drew on his own experiences as a survivalist and outdoorsman to add realism to his story. The result was a book that was so accurate it has been used by military and government agencies as a training tool. So if you ever hear someone say that zombies aren't real, just break your phone and tell them to read this book. Okay, let's take a moment to remember a cultural icon who helped popularize the zombie narrative. When it comes to the zombie apocalypse, there's no one more iconic than George A. Romero. His films defined the modern zombie and made it a household name. But what many people don't know is that he also predicted the rise of social media. In his 1978 film Dawn of the Dead, he showed a group of people barricading themselves inside a shopping mall to escape the undead. Sounds familiar, right? Well, Romero was way ahead of his time. He didn't just predict the rise of social media, he also predicted the behavior of its users. In the film, the characters spend their time inside the mall watching television and consuming vast amounts of consumer goods. This is eerily similar to the way that many people spend their time on social media today. We watch videos and scroll through feeds, consuming content and interacting with others online. Romero was so prescient that he even predicted the rise of fake news. In the film, the characters are bombarded with misinformation from the media, which causes them to panic and make bad decisions. This is again eerily similar to the way that fake news spreads on social media today. Fake news can cause people to believe false information, which can lead to real-world consequences. So the next time you find yourself doom scrolling through your feed, just remember that you're following in the footsteps of George A. Romero. Next, check out the terrifying reason why the US government created zombies, or click this other video instead.